right, everyone, buckle up. Today, we're diving deep into a world of fandoms and a whole lot of feelings, honestly.
That's true.
We're talking about boys' love. You might know it as BL, and trust me, it's kind of a big deal.
It's huge.
Yeah. And we wanted to really unpack it all. We've got research, articles, even some fan discussions ready to go.
Absolutely. We're going all in.
So, first things first, what are we even talking about when we say BL? Well, basically, it's all about stories, mostly fictional, that focus on romance between male characters.
And the history of it is actually really interesting. I mean, this isn't some new fad. It's got roots going all the way back to like 1970s Japan.
Wow, okay, so it's been around.
Yeah. It came up through genres like shounen-ai, which translates to, well, boy love, and then it kind of morphed into what we know as yaoi,
Yeah.
and now the more all-encompassing BL.
So it went from Japan and then...
It exploded, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, across Asia, it's massive.
Yeah.
But each country, South Korea, China, Thailand, they've all put their own unique spin on it.
Makes sense. So we know what it is, but what makes it so captivating? Like, why are people so drawn to these stories?
Well, our research pointed to a few things. One is
Yep.
obviously romance. I mean, who doesn't love a good love story?
Yeah, right.
But it goes deeper than that. You see a lot of deep friendships, characters facing challenges, growing as people. It's relatable, you know?
Totally. It's like those classic tropes, but done in this very specific way, like the whole enemies to lovers thing.
Oh, yeah, classic.
One example that jumps out in the manga, given High School Music Club, rivalry, then bam, they connect over music. And more than music, if you know what I mean. The drama, the feels so good.
And that's a great example of what often sets BL apart. It's the focus on the emotional journey.
Sure.
The characters, they develop, both as individuals and together. It's not just about the physical stuff. It's about the deep connections.
And that seems to resonate with people across cultures, which is pretty amazing. Our research showed just how big the global fan base really is. I mean, it's huge EE.
Oh, for sure.
Hmm.
And it's not just manga and anime anymore, though those are still huge.
Of course.
But now we're seeing novels, live-action TV, movies.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. And, of course, we can't forget about Thai BL.
Right. Thai BL. It's like its own phenomenon now.
Absolutely. It's gone international in a big way. Series like Sodus, that's set in a Thai university with all its traditions and hierarchies are together, which plays with the whole fake dating thing. They've become wildly popular.
It's true. And it's interesting, right? Because even though it's fictional, it sparks all these conversations about gender, about acceptance, about relationships, you know.
It's definitely pushing boundaries and getting people talking.
But it's also important to acknowledge, and our research was clear on this, that there's a distinction between BL and, say, LGBTQ plus content. They're not always the same thing, right?
Exactly. BL often portrays same-sex relationships, but it's not always created by LGBTQ plus creators, and it's not always aiming to be direct representation.
Right, it's coming from a different place.
And that can lead to some debate, actually. Some people in the LGBTQ plus community find it validating, while others feel like it doesn't reflect their experiences, which is valid too. Like
Yeah.
we saw an article about how this one series, named a BL series, caused a big stir online.
Really? Why is that?
Well, apparently it depicted specific detail of debate, and that rubs some viewers the wrong way.
Interesting. So it's complicated with different perspectives.
It is, and that's part of what makes it so fascinating to explore.
Absolutely. Okay, switching gears a bit, but I gotta ask the visuals in BL. It's a whole aesthetic.
It really is. Like, they know what they're doing.
Right. It's always so intentional, you know? Like, picture this. A rain-slicked street, Tokyo at night, two guys under a neon sign, a touch, a look. It's all very dramatic, very romantic.
It's all about creating that atmosphere. It draws you in, makes you feel the emotions.
Exactly. It's deliberate and it works. So I guess the big takeaway here is BL is a thing.
It's a big thing.
Yeah, it's more than just a genre, you know? It's a whole cultural phenomena. It's global, it sparks conversations, and it's constantly evolving. Which I think leads to a good question for everyone listening. With BL growing so much in popularity, how do you think it'll shape the way we see love, relationships, and representation in the media going forward?